All right, and we're live, hopefully. Hi, Roshkin, good to see you. Let me just hide all of this and open the map. And then we're also gonna launch the TikTok, as always. All right, there we go. And we're rolling. Alright, perfect. Hopefully everything is working. Recently it's been better, I think, compared to at least the way things used to be. Although sometimes we would glitch occasionally, and sometimes there would be connection issues, but you never know. Hello, hi Zoe, hi Adam, hi, good to see you. How are we doing today? Let me know how you all are doing. Well, everything is starting to roll gradually. Hi, Poppy. Hello. How are we doing, everyone? Hi. Friday. Yay. Happy Friday. Hi, Kathleen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, today has been good. It was good. It was good. A couple of days ago, not so much, we will get into that, but today was nice and calm. Look at the map of the air raid alerts, it's quite calm pretty much everywhere. So yeah, we've been having a good one. I'm afraid I'm gonna jinx it, but thank you so much, everybody. Yes, taking in attendance. I see you all. Yeah, today was more or less relaxed. Привет, Bram, hi. And hi, Loris. Hi, Marty. Thank you. Aw, that's very sweet. Is this the one we have stolen from Putin? Because I think I have a similar one. Привет. Thank you. They have a similar one in the Kremlin, so we better get our hands on that. Thank you, Damien. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Treat day. Well, that's incredible. I love the sound of it after several stressful days. I am okay. I'm very glad to hear that it's your treat day after all of the horrible paperwork. So, enjoy. Hello, Valerie. Hello, Carolyn. Hi, Direwolf. Hello. It's good to see you all. Good to see you're here. Hi, Kathy. Good to see that you guys are hopefully happy and healthy. And hi, Baileys. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing you guys. Today is gonna be just a little more relaxing one, or so I hope, because I don't really have that many topics to discuss. I do have several. A lot of them are awful. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Baileys. Hi, Henrik. Thank you, too. Hello, everyone. Everyone is showing up. I love to see it. Everybody. So, yeah, because last couple of days, regarding the news, it was relatively... Thank you, Bram. It was relatively stable. I mean, nothing major has happened. With the entire possibility of Trump-Zelensky-Putin meeting, we have had mainly one update, and it's the fact that Trump no longer wants to meet with them, apparently. Because remember how before he was all about this being a trilat. He kept saying trilat, like he was glitching. Yeah, so not anymore, I guess. Thank you, Tyler. He has changed his mind, like in the classic song by Katy Perry, Hot and Cold. And yeah, now he thinks that he would rather not be at Oil and Vinegar Putin-Zelensky meeting. Okay, thank you, Richard. Hi. Okay, cool. Yeah, everybody keeps saying things, Loris. It's going to be this way for the upcoming, I don't know, couple weeks until they figure something out, hopefully, behind the scenes. Until then, we will have to tolerate this absolute just performance, this nonsense, the circus of it all. So yeah, Trump would rather not be there. He has compared Putin and Zelensky to oil and vinegar as they don't get along too well. Surprise, surprise. Why do we think that would be the case? Why wouldn't Putin and Zelensky get along? I don't know. Any ideas, everyone? Hi, Vicky. Any ideas? Anyone? We need someone brilliant on this one. Some brilliant minds on this case. We need Sherlock Holmes. His mind. Hi, Furman. Hi. Good to see you. He has been changing his mind constantly about everything, and he has been making us privy to all of this thanks to Truth Social and the rest of it. All right. So yeah, they don't get along too well. We're going to see if Putin and Zelensky will be working together. He just said when asked about the prospect of meeting between the leaders, that's like oil and vinegar a little bit. Oh, thank you, Poppy. Thank you. A little bit. Not too much. They don't get along too well for obvious reasons, but we will see. And then we'll see whether or not I would have to be there. I'd rather not. I just cannot. He spoke as Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said a meeting is not planned with an agenda not ready at all a short while ago. This is what Loris was just referring to, right? So, yeah, no one knows anything. No one knows where they're going to meet. Zelensky definitely said about the location that it's not going to be in Hungary, because last time we were discussing that possibly they're going to meet in Hungary. Budapest 2.0. No, that's not happening. Predictably, I guess. He's okay with, as he said, neutral Europe. And then Zelensky said that he would be okay with Geneva or Vienna. And then also Istanbul. So in Turkey. We'll see. A lot of contradictory data, so we will have to wait. I think also another important thing to point out here regarding these possible Trump-Zelensky talks is that we have had apparently some sort of agreement on the model of the security guarantees for Ukraine. So they're going to Rubio and Yermak, which is match made in hell. Yermak, to those of you who do not know, is like Zelensky's right-hand man, pretty much, right? Everybody knows who Rubio is. I don't know, fortunately or no. Anywho, so they have been discussing the security guarantees for Ukraine, and apparently they're planning on finalizing the model for them next week. Okay, cool. Rubio's head is so interestingly shaped. I've never noticed before. I've never seen his side profile. Okay, cool. Let me translate this for all of you guys. So yeah, the head of the office, that's Yermak, and U.S. Secretary of State, that's Rubio. Held the meetings for the security guarantees, and yeah, we will wait and see. Hopefully, something of significance of sorts, because we have already discussed, right, how this is a major controversial point, how everybody has different ideas about what it's going to look like. So now everyone is talking, looking at each other, and waiting for something to happen. So right, I guess so. 2 weeks is more than enough for him to change their mind. Especially for certain characters. If you know, you know. I'm surprised Lavrov is even alive. He is. And I'm afraid by this rate, he's going to outlive all of us. Because it's getting pretty terrifying by this point in time. Do you eat duck or goat for Christmas? Oh, thank you, Poppy. Oh, is that ramen? We don't really eat neither. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. What do we eat for Christmas? Sometimes we could have like a goose. But I don't think I've ever had goat. Let me think. I've had goat milk a couple times, but I've never had goat meat. I don't think so. What about you? Do you have goat for Christmas? Bossman Jack 67. You should show some respect for the people trying to get you out of this mess. Do you mean Trump? Putin? Yermak? Who should I have more respect for? And also, what's up with all of you, people with these weird names, having this type of adoration for the politicians, like they own you or something. Right? How many times have we had people like this in the chat? Like, you should say thank you. Have you said thank you? Have you said thank you even once? Rubio, I was making fun of his head. Okay. What can I say? I mean, we're just looking at his head on YouTube, and I comment on what I see. It's okay. If he wants to make fun of my head, I would accept that too, So I think it's... Thank you, Anne. I just pointed out things. Oh my god. Can a girl not point out certain things about people? You eat bear for Christmas beef. Oh, that's nice. What kind of bear? Brown bear, black bear, white bear? Papa bear, mama bear. Oh, in Denmark you guys eat goat. Okay, I had no idea. Thank you, Direwolf. Okay, I've learned a couple things, huh? Turkey or barbecue pork. Oh, that sounds nice. In Cyprus. That sounds amazing, actually. Goat is the goat. Thank you, Poppy. I do not know what to tell you guys. How did you get your hair to grow so fast? Basically, just massage your scalp, right? If you want to speed up the process. That's, I think... was this the pomegranate, right? Pomegranate? How do you pronounce that? The Cyprus one and only, right? One of the symbols. Peace deal, please. Hopefully. I don't think there's gonna be a peace deal. I'm gonna be very honest with you. So that's why all we have left with is laughing at Rubio's head, because nothing... I cannot let go. I have to. All right. Anyway, they're discussing things, right? This is the key point. I know a lot of you have been wondering. A lot of you have been asking me. So what's the deal? Have they agreed on anything? Have they signed anything? Is there any sort of anything concrete happen? No. The answer is no. They're gonna drag it out. And unfortunately, I think chances are nothing will actually end up happening, as we have previously discussed, because it doesn't really make sense neither for Russia nor for China to settle at this point in time. So, why would they do it? But we will have to see. In the meantime, it's going to continue because, again, it makes sense for Russia to drag this out as long as possible. Right, while this is being dragged out, there are no additional sanctions being introduced. So... it's a win-win for them, I guess. And they also continue destroying our infrastructure and attacking us. So a couple days ago, everybody, so this particular one is from yesterday, but it details the attack that we had, 2 nights ago. There was this massive drone attack that even touched upon us, which those of you who are watching regularly know it doesn't happen that often. And among the places that were targeted, something that happens even more rarely, was an attack on Zakarpattia, so the Transcarpathian region of Ukraine. This is the utmost western region of the country, the one that Hungary constantly tries to claim. Well, Orban, in particular, his government, believe they have a right to, I guess. This is Transcarpathian region, everyone, right? So it's called this way because there's Carpathian Mountains right here. Oh, thank you, Poppy. Aw, that's adorable. And this is the city of Mukachevo, right? So this is the place that has been struck. And in that particular place, what was struck was an American business, which is interesting. Let's see. So this is... Thank you, Milda. Good to see you. This is a report from the site. Let me see what's happening with my sound. This is what's left of this business. Okay, we cannot hear you, my guy. Anyway, let's just look at the destruction, right? This is what's left of this facility, and then I'm gonna read to you what it actually was. But yeah, you can see there is smoke coming out, and you can see the fire was pretty big, right? So the building is practically destroyed. Just devastating. Thankfully, no one was killed. in this particular attack, but more than 20 people, 26 people were injured in this attack. So what is this place? This is one of the largest American investments in Ukraine, called Flex. Oh, thank you, Damien. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you. An active member of the American Chamber of Commerce was hit by Russian missiles. Missiles? Were those missiles or drones? I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, it was a combined strike, as always. This was not only an attack on Ukraine, it was an attack on American businesses. This guy, it's according to him. So he believes that 2 missiles struck the factory where 600 employees were working the night shift. Thanks to the strict safety protocols, every life was saved. Russia is not only devastating Ukraine, it's destroying and humiliating American business. The region neighbors the European Union and has been considered the safest region in Ukraine. Now definitely not so. So about that, I don't know if you remember how many times have I told you guys, right, that there are no safe places in Ukraine, right? There are no safe regions in Ukraine, that the Russian missiles and the Russian drones can reach anywhere. This is an Exhibit A. But what this made me think of, it made me think of remember the mineral deal? Remember that? Yeah. And how they signed it, and how basically we were wondering, okay, if you do sign this deal, and if you invite, right, if you send all of these American developers into Ukraine without any ceasefire or any peace deal being signed, what are the guarantees that those developers and businesses will be getting, right? And I remember joking, and telling all of you, is this gonna be one gigantic sphere of respecting Trump that is supposed to, I guess, intercept the missiles? Exhibit A, right? This is an example to all of you. What does it look like investing into a war-torn country with an enemy who has a complete and utter disregard for whatever, right? It's infrastructure, civilian lives, anything, residential areas. They don't care. They don't care. It has been proven already over and over again. But this particular region, Transcarpathian region, is one of those regions where it's believed nothing ever happens, right? It's barely hit. It's not like it's just, it was not some sort of stray missile, right? You cannot even come up with an excuse like this. I know sometimes when stuff like this happens in the frontline regions, people are like, no, maybe it was an accident. They didn't want to hit the hospital and the school and the church and the mall. It was an accident and they were searching for the NATO bases, right? In this particular case, unfortunately, I'm afraid, you cannot use that excuse. It was clearly a targeted strike against this particular business. It's the electronics manufacturer, I believe. The fire they've been trying to put out the fire for 2 days in a row. So today is the second day. It was still burning. It was still burning up in the morning. As you can see, the smoke is pretty heavy. So today in the morning, it still continued with 54 rescuers and 15 pieces of equipment. So, yeah. Just FYI, everybody. FYI. Vicky says, wait, what? Did somebody say they eat goat for Christmas in Denmark? What? This is definitely not Danish tradition. Well, maybe they're from somewhere else. But yeah, someone in the chat is eating goat for Christmas. I know. Hi. Hello. We're just discussing horrible things as always. Okay, TikTok chat. Let me see. Have I missed anything? Anything important? Right. Absolutely no interest, 100% Poppy. Putin has no interest in signing a deal as long as he has non-Moscow people to throw away. That's definitely one of the reasons. Another thing is that he believes everything goes according to plan. He believes they can wait us out. He believes that, everything. He believes the time is working in his favor by the looks of it, and maybe he has a point. Even so. So last time we were discussing how there was a drone hitting Poland, right? Remember? Which is a NATO country, to those of you who do not remember. So clearly there are no red lines. Just a region being somewhere far away in Ukraine is not a red line. The region being in a NATO country is clearly also not a red line. We had a drone washing up in Bulgaria the other day. Let me show you the video. Those of you who are not on YouTube, you could go to YouTube and see the video. So this is the drone. Okay, we're not gonna put on the music. It has some beachy music. But yeah, this is a beach. And as you can see, it has a drone just chilling. This is not a Shahed, by the way, everybody. As you can see, it's a much smaller one. It's the Arlan type drone. Yeah, everyone's just like, oh, it's a drone. Huh. Oh, no. Okay, moving on. So... I love the vibes. Indistinguishable from Odessa, honestly. If I didn't know, I would think that it was probably Odessa. No, it's not Odessa, but also it's the Black Sea resort, right? So it makes sense it would look like Odessa. One more look at a drone. Yeah, they keep multiplying. Have you noticed, right? Every single day we have more and more drones arriving. Are you feeling hopeless? I have been feeling hopeless for a very long time, Scott. I've been feeling hopeless since 2014. Then I've had some hope briefly, and yeah, now we're back to square one. So, but it's okay. You know, we're fighting. We're fighting for, you know, to keep a little bit of hope, I guess, in our lives. Did you leave Ukraine? No, for now I'm still here. You will see. When I leave, you will see the background changing. I will not have the wall anymore. Hi, Eminem. Hello. Good to see you. Smoked turkey and ham here. Oh, that sounds incredible. Incredible. And I mean, yeah, ham makes sense. That's something that we're also used to. Sorry. The G. Brian, I don't know. Oh, I only saw it now. G. Brian, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, another drone randomly. But yeah, it wasn't, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it wasn't, this particular time, it wasn't flying into the location, you know. Okay, it was just in the sea, drifting. Just chilling. But also still a concerning number of drones just everywhere globally. I do not think one should be having that many drones around us. This is the type of drone, by the way. This is the Arlan 10, it's called, and you can see here the image of the Russian soldiers practicing to launch it. Right here. It's a smaller one. They're usually, most of the times they use it at the front lines, just, you know, based from what I have heard. So yeah, Arlan, everybody. I do my best. When I start feeling 100% hopeless, this is when I just disappear, because I do not want to ruin everybody's mood. All right. Let me see what. We have Kim Jong-un. He's sad, everyone. He is sad. It's a very sad situation for him. So what happened was he sent a bunch of these people die in Ukraine, and now he pretends to be sad that they died. I don't know what else to tell you. Just the hypocrisy of these creatures. Oh my God. Look at this thing, pretending to be in mourning. Jabba the Hutt. Anyway, I just saw it. I know a lot of you are constantly wondering about what's happening with North Korea. How's North Korea doing? What's happening with Kim Jong-un? There he is, role-playing as a sad guy, as a good leader who actually cares about his people. Yeah, he's sad. He is sad. Is Belarus collecting soldiers to board? Yeah, so they are gonna have training. There's gonna be a joint exercise between the Russian and Belarusian troops sometime in September, so chances are they might start some sort of advancement towards us in particular, maybe not. Maybe they're just doing this to, once again, distract everybody's attention, or maybe they're planning something. Who knows? We're just gonna wait and see. But yeah, they have been for a while. Would you leave if Russian occupation became imminent? Yeah, definitely. You know me, I'm not really big on Russian occupation, so I've tried the light version. I didn't like it very much, so thank you. I'm good. How are you, Sampa? When was the last time you were in Kiev? I don't remember. Wait, when was the last time? What is time? I think it was 2020. I think it was 2020, yeah. So in 2020, during COVID, after taking the evacuation flight from London, because I was in the UK at the time. Hi, Nick. Good to see you. So I took the evacuation flight. I ended up in Kiev very briefly, late at night, at the airport at Borispil. And thank you. And then I took a bus to here, I think. Was it a bus? Anyway, it was really hard to get from Kiev to anywhere because it was still locked down and there was no transportation. So yeah, that was the last time. And I don't really think I will be back anytime in the foreseeable future, if I'm being honest with you. Casual beach drone, right. Just casual Arwan. Because why not? Why not? Just drones hanging out. I remember watching your lives back at the beginning of the Ukrainian conflict all those years ago. Yeah, it was, 3 years ago by now, I think? If you mean, yeah, the beginning of the full-scale invasion. That was 2022. This is when I started streaming. I remember that too. Well, I'm still here. Regarding concerns of the drones globally, I watched some of the footage you discussed last time from the Chinese New Year drone show. Insane show of force masquerading as fireworks. Right. Yeah, they're not even trying to hide it. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. If you look at this footage of their drone celebrations around the New Year, it's like, it's so creepy, especially now. It wasn't as creepy before. I still remember the time when it wasn't really terrifying. Now it is, and they have so many, right? Hundreds of thousands of those drones. Wait, maybe we can search for some. But I'm honestly horrified to do this because what if something terrible pops up? Oh, thank you, Bram. Chinese New Year drones, I guess. Would that be the right thing to do? Could be a mistake. Could be a mistake. Nope, that's one of the videos, you guys. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, we do not need the music. It's terrifying enough without the music. Look at this. All of these are drones. These are all FPV type drones. And the horror. I know, normal people, when they see stuff like this, like, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so cute. Look at the dragon. And I love dragons, right? I'm the first one to love me a dragon. I have all the dragons around me. But no, when I see a dragon made out of drones, I don't think of cute things. I think of the warfare, unfortunately, and the explosives being dropped on people's heads. Anyway, I think that's the video, right? Because that's the one that I saw and it absolutely petrified me. Yeah, if you want to see the drone made out of dragons, what? I would love to see that. The dragon made out of drones, you can go to my YouTube channel and see it, hopefully. Something's off with my light today. Let's try it this way. It's very aggressive. I don't know. It's the same lamp. By the way, made in Finland. My desk lamp is a Finnish one, so... Anyway, I'm gonna leave the dragon up for a while for you guys to enjoy. Go to YouTube, okay? It's linked in bio. See the dragon. I'm gonna keep the dragon up for a little bit while I answer the questions. Where would you go if you had to leave? My plan A was Lithuania, but now I'm kind of worried about that, so... I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't really want to think about it, if I'm being honest. Someplace nice, hopefully, and as far away from Russia as possible, I guess. Why the hell is Trump so pro-Putin? I don't think he's necessarily pro-Putin, although this is a very popular theory. But the strategy that they believe is reasonable when working with Russians, even Politico was reporting on this. I think there was an article today about how they believe that you have to be very careful with Russia. You have to be respectful of Russia, because this is still this very much outdated imperial mentality of, okay, only certain players, only imperial players, former imperial, whatever, like certain caliber of players are to be respected. The rest of the players are to be forced into stuff. So I think that's what we're seeing. Only the Trump rendition of it, sprinkled with some madness. Yeah. I don't think, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, honestly. NATO intervening and all of it, by this point in time, I don't think anyone believes it's gonna happen. We've discussed before, right, how certain strategies would make more sense than the others, like for them maybe covering up our border here in the West, or what. I don't think it's gonna happen. Everyone is scared. If they cannot even protect their own skies, if they cannot even protect their own territory, you have drones flying into the NATO countries like it's their backyard. So what are we even talking about? You guys. Okay, has everyone seen the dragon? Are you seeing the dragon? One more time, everyone, and we're going back to Kim Jong-un. You only get... Thank you, dear. You only get a little bit of fun stuff. The rest of it is horrifying politicians, horrifyingly looking like Jabba the Hutt and Marco Rubio's weird head. Wait, do we have another? Oh wait, okay, one more video, everyone. I think this one is also okay. This is... I don't think it's gonna be as impressive as the dragon, but yeah, I could still give you the idea. Remember the good old days when it used to be the fireworks, and I was like, oh, fireworks, we love them. Yeah, now it's the flying murder machines. Look how many! Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to war with China, so... Oh boy. Ishk. Is Russia not producing or developing its own drones? They are manufacturing. So the one that I showed you, if you're on YouTube, the Orlan, it's their production. They have already established the manufacturing line for the Shahed. So, and yeah, they also have others as well, but just in terms of numbers, just the sheer volume, no one can compete with China, especially these like single-use FPV drones. Yeah. How cute is that? Okay, well. Yeah, everyone. In terms of the volume, nobody can outdo China. Anywho, that was the drones, everyone. What do we think about the drones? We're back to Kim Jong-un. Seeing the dragon is a common term for soldiers that have seen comet. There are layers to this one too, right? Well, I'm not entirely sure that this would be the meaning they would, put into this. I think dragon has, it's more about the symbolism that it has culturally for them. And what they associate themselves with, and also the new year and the symbols, but yeah, that's an interesting comment. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, potential for the drones to be used for violent purposes it's not just scary, it's terrifying, right? And for now, there are very little limitations on drones. They're still vastly seen across the globe as this like peaceful, recreational, whatever, I'm gonna film myself a cutesy video type of thing. You can use them for different things though, right? You can use them not necessarily for dropping grenades on people, you can also use them for spying, espionage, as they do, we talked last time in Germany, with all of these suspicious FPVs just simply randomly flying around the military facilities like nothing. So yeah. What's happening with my voice today? My God. Made in Finland. Yes, we bought it such a long time ago. I was still in middle school when I bought this lamp of mine, and we were very excited because it was made in Finland. We're like, it's gotta be a high quality lamp. So I bought it back in Crimea. Yeah, it's still working. It's a good lamp. It's been with me for a long time. Anyway, one last look at Kim Jong-un, everybody. North Korean leader paying tribute to fallen soldiers whom he killed, basically. Okay, but yeah, you know Kim. He likes to put on a little show. That's just what he does. And to those of you who just joined on YouTube, one more look at the Orlan drone that fell... shut up. That fell in Bulgaria, or was washed ashore in Bulgaria the other day. The pigeons have been deemed unreliable for espionage. Honestly, good for pigeons. Good for them. We've been so unfair to the pigeons and so mean to them. We don't deserve them. Thank you. By the way, on the topic of dragons, it's still the Dragon Cup that is with us. Huh? I know. I had a drone at my window whilst I was getting dressed. Oh my god. Did you report it? That's creepy as hell. Oh. It's probably one of your neighbors being a perv. Please report this type of behavior, I'm begging you. Anyway, we had another interesting comment from Trump, by the way. He told us that the conflict between Azerbaijan and Albania was going on for 35 years. Just FYI, this is where these two countries are. Alright, so he meant Armenia, and it's just something that really, it's so basic, but it really made me smile because okay, nice, just a little, I don't even know how to call it. Right, exactly, and it's not just Putin's mentality, right? I think that's pretty much the global mentality at the moment. It's like we were pretending to believe in, international law and respecting each other's sovereignty and stuff, and now everyone just went back to square one. True, yeah, the fireworks were an evolution from artillery. So yeah, I get, interesting. It's a circle of life, I guess. Okay, it's just something that and we also have another incredible statement from Trump, just to get Trump out of the way, I guess. Joey wants to know, how do you feel about the body snatchers that are grabbing men off your shit? Joey, I think you've already been in this chat with this same exact type of comment, if I remember correctly. Proudest monkey, was this you? So by that you mean our recruitment officers and the fact that our mobilization process and the draft process has been a total, complete and utter mess that from time to time turns into violent instances and clashes between the recruitment officers and people. And yeah, that sometimes, depending on how corrupt, for instance, the recruitment office at hand is, it could be resolved privately. It could be so. It's a complete and utter mess. However, the particular phrasing that you're using makes me believe that you're not asking this question in good faith. Body snatchers. What is the body snatchers? Another interesting thing is that, and we have already specified that before, this is a legal thing. Oh no, I know. It's totally legal. And wait and see what your countries are going to do when you are in active war. Why is this a legal thing? Because we have outdated post-Soviet laws. That's why, pretty much. Why haven't there been any reforms regarding this in this direction? Because we've been struggling with reforms in general. Again, if you've been listening to me for some time, which you haven't, you just stopped by to yell nonsense and then you're gonna leave. But if you have, it's a very often point of conversation. Thank you, Henrik. And we talk about that all the time, right? So, hi, Roshkin. Hello again. Oh boy. Okay. Did you say thank you for my answer? Okay. Were you for real? I thought you were one of the troll people. Okay, if you actually wanted to know, then I'm glad to explain. Sorry, I don't really have a lot of patience recently. Right, exactly. That's just something I think a lot of countries would do. And as the precedent shows, and the historic precedent shows, this is exactly what tends to happen when there is a nationwide draft in different countries. There are people, thank you, there are people dodging the draft, and there's law enforcement trying to find them and bring them into the army. I mean, you've had those instances, I think. If you look at your own history, you would probably remember something like this. In the States, you definitely had such cases. Many such cases, as Donald J. Trump would say. So, another question is, for instance, why is it only being done to men? Why are women not being drafted too, right? Again, the same answer. Outdated post-Soviet legislation. It's that nobody was bothering even to change or demand. Like, there was no social demand for the politicians to do anything about it. Everyone's kind of just rolling along with things, and then boom, what do you know? Apparently, yeah, something like this could happen. Who could have thought? So, yeah, just some local specifics. But yeah, recently it's been getting worse and worse and worse, unfortunately, because obviously these things tend to pile up, and all of the problems that start out as small problems, I don't know, I'm gonna use my highlighter, I guess, as a visual clue, then they just grow and grow and grow and yeah. You need to get enough cash to pay off doctors to give you a bone spur. Right. Also, here people have been using, there are so many different ways. People are bribing, especially psychiatrists, a lot, because psychiatrists can give you a certificate, right, that basically proclaims you to be useless pronounces you useless, and gives you a free to go pass, whatever. I don't remember the exact name for this document. Thank you. The liberal cartographer. Oh, that's wonderful. It is terrifying, but so is war, right? The war is terrifying. And everything about the situation has been terrifying. Another terrifying thing is that once the Russians occupy the territory, they're not asking anybody. And they're just recruiting as many people as they want. You're just not seeing the videos because there's no one who's filming or posting them. And also they're taking literally generations of people off the streets. If you look at what's been happening in the occupied territories, for instance. I've told you guys the stories of the people from my year in Crimea who were already drafted into the Russian army and were all killed. So, yeah, because occupation also means occupation of... It's all resources thereafter, not just the gold and coal and oil. It's also human resources, not in the HR type of way, but in the terrifying type of way. Okay, the statement from Trump, everybody. Another thing that left everybody confused, as always, with this man. It is very hard, he says on Truth Social, without caps, by the way. This Gavin Newsom therapy at work. Anyway, it is very hard, if not impossible, to win a war without attacking an invader's country. Huh? Okay. It's like a great team in sports that has a fantastic defense but is not allowed to play offense. There's no chance of winning. It is like that with Ukraine and Russia. Huh? Again, huh? Just multiplied by 1,000? Okay, yes. This is what we've been saying. Okay, cool. Again, then crooked and grossly Joe Biden, blah, blah, blah. Biden wouldn't let Ukraine fight back, only defend. How did that work out? Regardless, this is a war that would never... Okay, that would have never happened. We already know that. Huh, what an interesting thing. So, when I told you at the very beginning that we're hearing all of these conflicting statements, Exhibit A. So, we were starting the stream with his comments, just entirely different in nature, and now there was also something like this, right, which makes a lot of sense on paper, and at the same time kind of raises a question. All right, so if it was, how does he put it, crooked and grossly incompetent Joe Biden who did it, why wouldn't you change it then? You are currently in the same position that he was in, so hey, let's do it, right? No, for some reason there's silence on this front, but yeah, so they're trying this strategy. We're sending all types of signals and seeing which one is gonna land, which one is gonna stick, which one's gonna work out. It's annoying, but yeah. It's really hard to analyze, just Governor Newsom, as we sometimes say in California. Right, the new star, huh? Well, not so new for you guys, but for all of us. A lot of us are learning about his existence for the first time. A lot of people are confused and like, huh? Like, what is happening? But so far, it's been quite enjoyable witnessing. Okay, wait. I've already answered this question. I can't stand the hypocrisy, says Andrea, with Trump. If Biden would have said anything like that, investigate. And actually, this is very fitting because it's one of those things where it's kind of similar, right? It falls under the line. Wait, what? When are you are forcefully grabbing people? Wait, Joe, we've already settled this one. I thought at least. Thank you. England invaded the US colonies. How did that work out? That's a good one, Lexi. It did not work out good, huh? Trump recognizes that Putin started the war, then he wakes the next day and says it was fine. Everything is Biden's fault, as we have already learned listening to MAGA people. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the group of people I just wish I never knew of their existence, honestly. Anyway, yeah, and another post from Trump. This is gonna be the last one, I promise. This is on Truth Social, directly comparing Putin to Khrushchev and himself to Nixon. Now, this is not what that meeting felt like, Donald, and you know this. We all saw this live, we all saw you almost making out with him, so I'm not exactly sure what are we trying to do here. How we're trying to retcon a thing that we all saw unravel live just a couple days ago. And we've also seen clips from the very same moment where, Putin is all giddy and, oh, thank you, Henrik, thank you. And Trump is also, I don't know. But yeah, I guess we're trying to reframe this situation, huh? Okay, so this is along the same lines. We're using this weird strategy of just saying a lot of nonsense and seeing which one is gonna stick. Okay, cool. Anyway, again, everyone, in at least I think a week, maybe several weeks, it's gonna take 1 week only for Lucky. We will not see anything concrete from these people. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be the back and forth. It's gonna be a lot of yelling, a lot of shouting. Everyone's freaking out. So yeah, and a ton of contradictory statements. Well, why are we even doing this? I don't know. Well, we have to keep an eye out, I guess, just in case. Lithuania, apparently, the Lithuanian president said that Lithuania is ready to provide troops to participate in a potential peacekeeping mission in Ukraine, which was a very, very sweet sentiment from Lithuania. But also, I have a feeling you guys might need them on your territory. But still, it's very much appreciated, of course. This is on the same topic of, what if there is potential ceasefire, which countries are going to be sending in the troops, who's going to be preserving the peace, I guess, if there is any sort of agreement achieved, which there hasn't been. There has been an agreement, but hopefully there will be. Well, Lithuania apparently is one of the countries who volunteers, so one of our good friends calmed him down ever so slightly. Yep, I think that's them. Sounds like them. How demotivating must it have been for the Ukrainian... Hi, Suzanne. Thank you. For the Ukrainian soldiers to see these pictures. Hard to imagine. Honestly, I don't know, this is probably going to sound like a very sad statement, but considering how low the morale has been for the last at least year, if not longer, I don't even think that was this much of a fatal blow. It was just kind of... It felt gross, right? The reaction from the, I think, Ukrainians who were observing the situation, it was just like, ugh. That's disgusting. But it wasn't like, oh no, this is it, this is over, this is so bad. No. We've already seen so many instances of complete and utter letdowns in the last several years, and so much of the very disappointing rhetoric, so I don't really think this was such a fatal blow. But it was pretty disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, wait, TikTok, have you noticed that the live layout has changed? TikTok is brewing something, you guys. It's brewing something. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Apparently they're going to be rolling in some changes in September, and I already know that whatever it was good that we had on this godforsaken platform, they're going to destroy it. So yeah, please follow me on YouTube if you can, if you want to. It's linked in bio, because knowing TikTok, things are only gonna get worse. It's just I've only now just seen. I'm staring at my own face as I do, and I'm seeing that things are not the way they used to be. I'm not seeing some of the little pop-up thingies. Thank you, Poppy. I'm not seeing anything. Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this. Okay. I cannot even imagine, Nicole, honestly. There is a point where your morale can get much lower, right? Exactly. It takes exponentially more to lower it further. True. And I think this is somewhere that a lot of, at least by the looks of it, a lot of our people have been. And not necessarily just out of the state of things on the outside, the way we've been treated by the partners or whatever. It's mostly the domestic stuff that contributes to the sentiment, I'm afraid. Like we've been just been talking about the mobilization failure, right, and how deeply it affects everything. So yeah, that's one of those cases. Oh my God, Lexi. If it continues, aren't both sides in trouble of running out of soldiers? Yeah, this could definitely be the case, depending on how it's going to continue. So we were hoping previously that perhaps, changing to a much more technologically advanced warfare will help us preserve lives or something. There were all of these different theories flying around. Now I think by this point in time, we understand that this is not going to happen. It's going to probably continue the way it is continuing right now. And during one of the previous lives, one of you... Oh, thank you, Suzanne. This is fun. Oh, you see, I like this. I like this type of stuff. When, colorful things and happy conversation, but no. Not the reality we're living in. Okay. I've mentioned during one of the previous lives that there are some very, very dark possibilities that we're facing. A lot of you get very upset and mad at me, and which you do, and it's okay. You are allowed to feel, any type of way. But yeah. Oops. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you, cartographer son. That was nice. I wish I could be an elephant, or a tree, or a bird, something, anything at all. Alrighty, so that's the American factory burning. We have discussed this, right? The Russians have bombed an American factory because, of course, they did. I had some other things I wanted to talk about. Let's go to the... let's see. What is happening here? Anyway, let me first see what you guys are saying, and then we will... Hi, Deborah. Hello. How is it going? Russia still has huge reserves, but they're also losing more people. I know this is a very unpopular truth, but they're losing significantly more people than we do, thankfully. If we were losing as many people as they did, we would have already fallen by now. That's one thing, because there is a reason why they're getting all of these North Koreans and, the rest of them, why they need these people too as much as we do. We're also getting mercenaries and volunteers and all of these foreigners fighting for us, but they do it at a much higher rate. And the reason for that is because their casualties are worse. Obviously, they're most likely not as great as, like, for instance, our official data states, because obviously during the wartime, these numbers are inflated. But even if you listen to, more independent sources, what they're saying are pretty large numbers. So, you guys, I don't know. I hate that it's still happening. I know we constantly get, especially when the activity is higher, we get people in the chat like, yeah, you like it. You don't want the war to be over. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not at all. Absolutely. None of it makes me feel good, and we all hate it, and we wish this was not the case at all. So we were literally thrown into this situation, and now we're just trying to, I don't know, scramble. Okay, I wanted to discuss something else. Yes, the security guarantees, right? We're going to talk about that as well. I forgot. Something. Героям слава. Дякую. TikTok is going to be controlled by Chinese Communist Party. I mean, I guess. I mean, isn't it already? I thought this is why they are trying to do this whole like Trump intervention thing in the US. No, I don't know. Oops. Thank you. I look like an investigator from a criminal drama in the 90s. We had a lot of those. TikTok has a monopoly. They can make the app as 100%. Same as YouTube, by the way. YouTube also can make their app as horrible as they want to because they're monopolists. But yeah, something's gonna happen from September. So when you see something weird happening to this app, which the algorithm has already started. Have you noticed the tweaking? Hi, Darth Sammy. Hello. The Sith Lord and the censorship. The censorship is going to be rolling in. There's going to be all of these super vague criteria depending on the type of content you're making, which will allow for TikTok, I guess, or the governments maybe, or whoever, to silence you. At the same time, you know what's funny? They're already using this. It's already happening. We're already seeing this happening all across the app. Certain types of content are being suppressed, right? There's censorship. There's all of these ridiculous rules where some type of comments being, just slightly critical. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Darth Sammy. Yay. So all of these comments, all of this, something that just keeps going. Thank you, I appreciate it. Stuff that could be considered normal is being suppressed. People are getting flagged for just leaving, fact-checking comments, for instance. At the same time, you have literal hate and bigotry and misinformation, all kinds of things. They're just still up, and no one really cares about it. So yeah, it's been an issue for a while, I think. It might get worse. So again, and if it gets banned, please follow me on YouTube if you would like to see me again. If not, then this is a good thing for you then, I guess. Because then you're never gonna see me again, TikTok. Okay, so another thing about the security guarantees, everybody. So that are currently being discussed. Just to those of you who are just joining, we still do not have anything concrete on the security guarantees for Ukraine. There are conversations being held. There are conversations happening, and apparently there are gonna be 2 levels. Multiple levels of the security guarantees. What? Who could have? It's so hard to treat this stuff seriously. Anyway, so the first level is going to be the peace deal, right? Some sort of agreement that they're going to sign, or a ceasefire. I really liked this, the way he said it. It was Rutte, the NATO chief, who was talking about this, Mark Rutte. I really liked this phrasing because any normal person, they would hear, a peace deal, a peace agreement, and they would think, ceasefire was achieved, right? Because it's kind of, you would think, hey, it's a package deal. No, not in the year of our Lord 2025, it's not. So it could be a peace deal, or a ceasefire, or both. Thanks, I hate it. Anyway, so the first level is going to be whatever that is, and also the reinforcement of the Ukrainian armed forces so that they could continue to hold on, basically, and resist. So the same situation that we're having now, basically. If you read between the lines, you're realizing that, oh my god, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay. And then there is the second level. How cool is that? And that will depend on what the United States and Europe will be ready to give us. I'm trying my best. Everyone. Not to laugh. Okay. He also mentioned that the Minsk agreements, the infamous Minsk agreements, and the Budapest Memorandum, also an infamous one, were useless. Well, he didn't say it like this, but that they didn't lead to concrete guarantees. But these guarantees are going to be guaranteeing. How about that? And they're going to be so cool, these guarantees, that Putin sitting in Moscow will never think about attacking Ukraine again. So let's just hope that it will change, right? Let's hope that it will change and that they will come up with something better than that. Because if that's if that's the level, the levels, 2 levels, at which we're currently at, and if that's going to be the end result, we're not going to exist in a couple of years. And then it's also going to spread. I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway. Right, Roshkin also points out that TikTok is not as good as it used to be. Yeah, I know. It's okay to laugh. This is what I keep telling myself, that it's okay to laugh. But we get people in the chat from time to time telling me that it's not okay to laugh, so I better listen to them and live my life in accordance to Brian and Christine. Yeah, I remember having these comments, so many of them. Why are you laughing? Why are you so entertained by the situation? Oh, yeah, gee, Brian, I don't know. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to die? Right? Yeah, they're guaranteeing the guarantees. Exactly. You got it. You got the gist of the essence of the of these agreements. We are guaranteeing the guarantees, and we're talking for the sake of talking at this point, at least. Maybe it will change. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic for no reason. Okay, do we have any more air raid alerts? No, surprisingly, only Donetsk region and part of Dnipropetrovsk, which is okay. Not as bad as it could be, I guess. But also, it's just 9 p.m. here, so I think usually it starts around 9:30, right? So last time around, I mentioned you guys when we were discussing this strike on Transcarpathia, a bunch of other regions and places got hit. It's just that particular place, it got all of the media coverage because it's an American factory, and I was like, oh, no. So yeah, so it's this type of stuff that gets more coverage because it's not just like, a Ukrainian kindergarten. Who cares about that? But an American factory of electronics in Mukachevo? Oh, this is it. Is this the casus belli? No. Anyway, so what happened was we had some drones passing by our region, apparently, at least according to the anecdotal evidence from my mom, who claims that she heard a Shahed drone passing by. So when they're passing by, they're quite easy to hear because they're making the sound like a motorcycle, pretty much, right? This is why they're called mopedy by the Ukrainian folk. And so yeah, this is what she told. I woke up and she told me, she's like, "It's that SOB flying." Flying above us again. But also, yeah, the reason why they're just like either making a U-turn here, or they're passing us on their way to Lviv, or apparently these days they could also be passing us on their way to Poland, as we have learned during the last live stream. So anyway, but yeah, Lutsk ended up getting hit. Let me go to the deep state map. Right, so that's Lutsk, that's the capital city of our region, and Rivne also got hit, and of course Mukachevo, as we have discussed. So yeah, there were a lot of arrivals in the western Ukrainian regions too, and of course the eastern, southern, central. It's the same old story, as devastating as it sounds. So yeah. Also, by the way, everyone, in 2 days we're going to be having a holiday. So August 24th, the Sunday, is going to be our Independence Day. So yeah, oh, thank you, Direwolf. Thank you. So it's going to be our Independence Day, which is wonderful because many of us didn't think we would make it until another one. So thanks to our armed forces, we're still here. As you can see, yeah, it's been celebrated when Ukraine was still a Soviet republic. No, okay, we don't care about that. Yeah, so from 1991, our Declaration of Independence was issued on August 24th, 1991. Hi, Brittany, good to see you. Thank you. 24th of August 1991, confirmed by referendum. We sure used to love our referenda, huh? And yeah, that became our Independence Day, which is the biggest state holiday here in Ukraine. Obviously, these days it's not as fun as it used to be. It's more of a sad day, considering the circumstances, but still, yeah, so in 2 days we will be celebrating. Never understood why Ukraine has this. This is this is what Viktor Orban also thinks. This is what Viktor Orban and the Hungarian government also think, that they also don't understand why we have Transcarpathia and they want it back, but we're not giving it to them. So yeah, one of the reasons is because it's a really bad idea to start redrawing borders just randomly, especially in this day and age, although as you can see, some people do it and totally getting away with it. Yeah, thank you guys. So yeah, we will be, I don't think we will be streaming on Sunday, so this is just a heads up to all of you. If you have Ukrainian friends, family, anyone in Ukraine, anyone who cares, you could, just congratulate them on Sunday. They will be very, very happy that you remembered our Independence Day. How about that? Why is this the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs? What? No. Okay, God, I thought, what is happening? Such a nice picture too. Do we have any other nice pictures? A bunch of flags. Just people with a bunch of flags. But yeah, just a little reminder to all of you, okay? I heard recently there was, and thank you Roshkin, thank you Deborah. Recently there was a strike in Western Ukraine, and I remember from way back that, hi Maddie, hello, good to see you, thank you. I remember from way back that you said that you were safe for the time being. How close have the strikes been to you? No, there's still a pretty significant distance, so don't worry, NH, it's fine. But yeah, these things flying above you, it's not cool. But also it's not really scary because it's been happening for a while now. And we also haven't had any active explosions in our area also for a long time. So it's all good. The closest... where was the closest explosion recently? I think it's about an hour away from me, so that's fine, and no biggie. Wait, now that I think of it, I think the explosion in Poland was probably the closest to me. Thank you. I think that was that one, probably. Either that or Lutsk. Wait, or was it in Kovel too? There's a lot. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure which one was the closest, but it's nothing compared to the regions that are actually constantly under fire daily. If Ukrainians from those regions heard me, oh, who did that? Who just sent me money? Jason, is that you? Jason, thank you, that's very sweet. I just saw it. Thank you. Thank you so much. What was I saying? I forgot. The drones, right? Something about the drones. If the people, the Ukrainians from the eastern regions, from the southern regions, and from Kiev, if they heard me even mentioning something about, oh, we have the drone, they would beat me up. So they're like, what are you even talking about? So yeah, we're fine. We're fine here. Don't worry about us. Okay, sorry, TikTok, I'm behind. I am with you now. Yep, Loris, exactly. The Independence Day is this Sunday in 2 days, all right? Day after tomorrow, to be correct. To be precise, Herwem Slava, thank you, Morgan. Minotaur Milker, Jesus Christ, how do you people come up with these nicknames? Says Ukraine is not our problem. Why did you sign a bunch of papers with us then? You literally made it your problem. I'm sorry, Minotaur Milker. I'm sorry that this is what your politicians did. I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't even alive when they did it, so... Ukraine is not a problem. Well, I guess it is by the looks of it, huh? Just look at everything that's been happening. It clearly is your problem. You can be in denial. Denial is a river in Egypt. We're all in this together, I'm afraid. So yeah, welcome to the reality of it. I understand that this is annoying. What can I tell you? Write a letter to 1994. Thank you. Дякую, Ферміне. According to my information, says Damien, hi Tizai, good to see you. Support for Zelensky steadily declining within Ukraine. Yeah, true. It's been recently, it's dropped significantly with the anti-corruption agency's dismantling thing. So yeah, there's been definitely a decline. I do not know the real numbers. But the polling that they have been showing, the state-provided polling even pointed out that he's now at, I think, 61% or something. Could be lower, honestly. I'm not sure. But yeah. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Tizai. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. I see you. When do you think the war will stop? I don't think it will. I do not think it will. If things continue to be the way they are right now, with the pressure on Russia being the way it is right now, and the situation here being the way it is right now, it's going to continue, and we're just going to continue losing territories. It's just the process of this loss, whether or not it's going to speed up or not. That's the main question, I'm afraid. If it continues, if the trend continues. Recently, what our government did a couple days ago, they let AP News into a facility that is manufacturing the first Ukrainian long-range missiles. And I think a lot of you who have been keeping an eye out on the situation already know about it, and maybe many of you would like for me to talk about it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to explain to you why. I was so mad when I saw it. I was screaming at my screen when I saw this. The fact that it's such a wonderful thing, right? That we finally started manufacturing our long-range missile of sorts. It's called Flamingo for some reason. I don't want to know why. Incredible, right? This is the type of thing that could potentially be a game changer and change the stalemate that I have just told you is such a huge issue and something that could lead to even more devastating consequences in the future. Okay, we're having something happening. Wonderful, amazing. Why are we immediately screaming, crying, and throwing up on Maine for the world to see? Why are we doing this? The plant was immediately geolocated by the Russians. Immediately after the article was released, it was the Russian image boards. It's where the Russian incels gather. They have their equivalent of 4chan. You know 4chan, right? In Russia, they have Dvach, and these freaks on Dvach could figure out the location immediately. Why would we do something like this, especially in the situation where, we know that less and less places, even in the allied, partner countries, are safe. There could be random fires in those places. There could be random provocations in those places. We have had people breaking into the factories manufacturing weapons for Ukraine and destroying a bunch of shipments in the European countries, in the NATO countries. Why would we do this? I don't know. But why did I go on a rant about this one? Because that's what I do. No, because this is one of those things that in theory has a potential to change the way things are, right? Us having our long-range missile, the Russians did not like this information. The Russian Telegram channels have been losing it. Yesterday, there was this one complete and utter meltdown after the other. That it's not good. Even if it's not as long range as the Khakli, as they call us, that's the slur that they use for us. Even if it's not as long range as they claim, it's still bad news. Of course it's bad news. Why would you turn it into a social media sensation? I don't know. So, yeah. Basically, end of rant. Something that made me really mad. This article is everywhere. If you want to look it up for yourself, just could just go on AP News. I'm not gonna do this because I was so frustrated. I'm telling you, I was just that was me. So yeah. You guys. I know. Thank you. Thank you, NH, that's very sweet. Even if Russia runs out of warriors, they're warriors, they can get the new ones. We have just seen Kim Jong-un with a bunch of dead warriors. They're just gonna get new people from somewhere else. And yeah, Henrik, fight, fight, fight. That's me. Fighting for, I don't know what. Common sense, I guess. I thought that was common sense, apparently not. Alright, so yeah, unfortunately they have a steady supply of slave labor from all kinds of, poor, exploited countries. Okay. Right, exactly. So by the looks of it, for now at least, these guarantees are not guaranteeing anything, but hopefully it will change. I know. Okay. Let me see. I went on a rant, I'm sorry. But also by this point in time, are you guys even surprised that I keep going on rants? I think this is why many of you are here, so thanks. Well, wait, what's happening? I think I missed something. I think I missed a little drama, but it's okay. It happens. Thank you. The drone hitting Poland, it was absolutely devastating, as we've discussed last time. It was devastating to see that it continues happening, because it's not the first time it has ever happened. But the most devastating thing about this is that there's no response to this. Right, I think the Netherlands announced that they're going to be sending some personnel to Poland. They're going to be sending some air defense systems. Other NATO countries also said they're going to be sending things. Okay, that's good, I guess. But also at the same time, this should have been done a couple years ago, when there was a missile hitting eastern Poland and 2 people were killed in that strike in 2022, and no one did anything about that. So it's just, I don't know. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. This delayed reaction speaks volumes, and of course we would love to see, by we I mean, I think I just speak for the majority of people who, thank you, who are capable of thinking. We would love to see something, a different type of response, and it should have happened yesterday. So, but yeah, they're testing the grounds, and they're seeing how much they can get away with, and for now they're getting away with a lot. You guys, I know. I already know what a lot of you are gonna say. Many of you, those of you who are watching me, you understand, right? You understand how bad things are, and you would love for something to be done about all of this, and yeah. I think we can all... Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. I think we can all collectively agree on that, but unfortunately, people in power... our favorite politicians, dearest, they do not share in on some of our ideas. And yeah. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. Okay, we're still at we're having a relatively calm evening, everybody, air raid alerts wise. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. Thank you, Jabari. The biggest Ukrainian flag in Sydney. Well, that's wonderful. Yay, so we're having an Independence Day. To those of you who just joined in, 2 days. 2 days. August 24th. So if you have Ukrainian friends, I know a lot of you do, congratulate your Ukrainian friends on Sunday. They'll be very, very glad. Thank you, guys. They'll be very, very glad and happy that you remembered. I wish the UN worked. Wait, what just happened? Anyway, thank you everybody. The UN stands for, as we have already established, useless nations, unfortunately. And it's not the first time it has proven itself to be this way, so yay, thank you. One of the institutions that has to be reformed, just in the direst, most utmost need of reforms and completely different approach, just to be reshaped and restructured, and no, obviously nothing is being done because there's too much money involved. Everyone who's involved, who's inside that organization, they're having a wonderful time. They're having good paychecks, very nice offices. So a lot of money pouring in, so why would they change something? It works perfectly well for them. It's funny that during the summer, our far-right MP from government is mad that my city, in Finland, right, is having Ukrainian flag daily instead of Finnish flag. Yeah, this is one of the things that gets the far-right people. I've noticed it's something that immediately, instantly triggered, because that's the thing that matters, the flags. But it's very sweet that our flag is still out there. I thought people already took them down. So that's nice. Thank you. Bye-bye. For the North Koreans, Ukraine is a change in scenery. I don't think they have... That's definitely the people who do not have any say whatsoever in what's happening. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kiss, kiss, kiss? Is it kiss, kiss? Or is it kitze, kitze? Yeah, everyone is tapping, I think, Maddie. Thank you so much for tapping, everyone. Appreciate it. But you know, activity, it varies depending on the day. But yeah, as we have already established, tapping apparently does help, so... Oh, really? Oh, okay. Kharkiv sister city. Wow, that's interesting. Kharkiv recently has been, well, I mean, the situation in Kharkiv has been the same, but there's been some drama in the city of Kharkiv that's in the eastern Ukraine. If you guys do not remember where Kharkiv is, right? It's right here. So they have this very controversial guy in charge whose name is Terehov, and who used to be a huge fan of the Russian world and the Kremlin in the past, but then with the beginning of full-scale invasion, as many of them did, immediately changed in the air, and now all of a sudden he's this huge patriot. But at the same time, there's some controversy. So recently they have been redecorating the city. He decided that this is the perfect time to put up some silver decoration, not actual silver, but yeah, some bizarre looking statues in the center of Kharkiv, like a lamp, some people dancing, statues of people, and everyone's like, oh my god, everyone's just rolling their eyes at the situation, because yeah, like, this is the spending that everybody needs right now, and not the front line that desperately needs the drones and everything one can muster. So yeah, that's it's just crazy. This is another issue that I think we haven't talked a lot, is that we have a lot in many of these frontline regions and frontline cities. We still have these people who used to be openly pro-Russian and now, dare I say, pretend to not be pro-Russian. Like in Odessa, for instance, we have a very infamous character here. His name is Trukhanov. Wait, let me show. I think he was on the cover of some big magazine in the United States back in 2022. But if you see this face, you will immediately know what I mean, because this face, yeah, it's just, instead of a million words, everything is written in this face. And just a huge, in the past at least, a huge fan of the Russian world. Yeah, that's okay, good for you. Someone who was allegedly behind on the attacks on some Ukrainian activists, someone who allegedly has a Russian passport, so you know, like, still a mayor, very much, and that's the problem in many other places as well. So you have these very questionable characters sitting in all of these very important positions, not going anywhere. Yeah, okay, sorry for showing this to you guys. I apologize. Oh well. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very sweet of the buses in Halifax. Thank you. Hi, are you Slovakian? No, I'm Ukrainian. Do I look Slovakian? Timo Silver, right. Yeah, to go with the White House Timo Gold, we have the Kharkiv Timo Silver, which is annoying as hell. No, it's Kharkiv. Kharkiv is correct. Kharkiv is in Russian and Ukrainian is Kharkiv. So, doing amazing. Sunday is the Ukrainian Independence Day. So, if you have any Ukrainian friends, make sure to congratulate them. They will be very happy that you remember it. I know a lot of you guys do so. Hi Moo, hello, good to see you. Oh, both girls have basketball tournament. Well, that's incredible. Probably busy time for you, I imagine. I hope they win everything. Or have fun. Okay. You just saw a clip where you started with what the Slovakian government, because they're not the biggest fans of us. In that particular video, we have had the Slovakian official, he was slandering us. I think he was like calling us names or something, which is something that they do. It's them and Hungarians. They like to do stuff like this, so probably that's why, I think. Hi Tim, hello. Hello, good to see you. Zoe says, just get a Kyiv Independent notification on Twitter. Trump not happy about Russian strike on US factory in Ukraine. I told Putin I'm not happy about it. Trump claimed the day. He's not happy, you guys. This is it. Let's see, what is Kyiv Independent doing? He is not happy. Oh no. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna send an angry emoji to Putin? Yep, that's... why would they use this picture? No. Okay, yeah, Trump not happy about... Is this the trophy that he stole from those people, from those football players? Okay, yeah, he is not happy, you guys. He is clearly not happy, and he told Putin that. Do you think they text? Do you think they sext? Sorry, I didn't want to put this image into your heads. Yeah, that's what he told him. Okay, he has been very respectful of me and of our country, Trump said, adding that Putin was not so respectful of others. What? He just hit an American business with a missile, you buffoon! Oh my god! He has been very no. No, I want to erase this. I need Men in Black to click the thing in front of me so that I can forget. Is this what respect is? Hitting your country's business with a missile? And also, have you noticed this wonderful little passage? Not so respectful of others, right? Yeah, I know, all of these tens of thousands of Ukrainians, for instance, that he murdered. And not very respectful, not cool, Vlad. You're not getting a nude today, I guess. Oh my god. Oof, everybody. It is the not happy face, right? How is Kyiv independent as a news source? It's pretty decent still. They had some moments. Recently they have been getting better. But yeah, there's been some apparently behind the scenes drama that affected certain things. Maybe we will get to this one day. Anyway, but yeah, it's good. They're good. I think if you want to stay up to date and keep the... I think this is still the best English-speaking option that we have in the Ukrainian media, so... But yeah, you guys, Trump is not happy. It's Jesus take the wheel moment, I know. I cannot believe it, everyone. Right, Idiocracy was supposed to be a comedy, not a prophecy. Now it's a documentary too. It's both a prophecy and a documentary. Really? I would be so mad if I were American. And I know a lot of you guys are. Because what kind of statement is this? After someone hit your country's business with the missile. No. After you have signed the deal. No. I promise not to scream today. It's Friday. We're having fun on Friday. Does Trump look changed since the Putin meeting? I don't know. I haven't noticed. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Trump has changed since the Putin date? What do we think? Trying to figure out Trump out. Trying to figure Trump out will make you lose your mind. He's actually quite simple. It's still very painful, right? It's very, very painful. Pray for peace. Oh, Patty Church. Do you know how many? We are a Christian country predominantly. You know how many prayers have been sent throughout the years. And continue to be sent daily. I don't know. I don't think we can even count them, honestly. Honest to God. Everyone is praying. If you go to the Sunday service, any service at any Ukrainian church, of which we have a lot of, again, Christian country, everyone is constantly praying for peace. Entire churches are praying for priests are praying for peace, also praying for our stolen children to be returned, and for our prisoners of war to not be harmed, and for our dead to, rest in eternal peace and all of this. So yeah, everyone is praying. I know Candace Owens tells people we have been ethnically cleansed. No, Christians in Ukraine still very much exist and are a majority even. So I'm still not over the respect. This is such a weird brand of respect. Do you guys hit people you respect with missiles? I'm just asking. It used to be under Polish control. So the entire history of Ukraine, well, I mean, it's not just Ukraine, but if we're talking about Ukraine in particular, it's kind of existing in between the empires and these different entities, because we have been surrounded by many of those, and the history of Ukraine is constant continued history of attempted independence, the history of resistance, if you will, right? So that's why certain territories used to be under Austro-Hungary, certain territories used to be under the Russian Empire. Before that, there was the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, right? The south was the Crimea in particular. It was under the Ottoman Empire, and its protectorate. It was called the Crimean Khanate, right? And it was an entirely different story. So yeah, that's why you have all these, wait, this sounds like it should be there. Interestingly, fun fact, this is also what Putin thinks. If it sounds like it should be in Russia, then it should be in Russia. You guys, right? I know. Does Trump have clones? Now that's the question that I think we should get to today, finally. Does he have clones? Is he just like his dear long-distance boyfriend? Are they the same? Thank you, Magnus. Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Kharkiv is very much. I would consider it the frontline city. You see, the problem is everybody is constantly using different definitions. Some people believe that it's only the frontline city if it's like literally directly on the front, almost occupied. I would still call it a frontline city because it's in the region that first of all borders Russia and also has the active fighting going on in it, and also gets hit daily with everything the Russians have. So. Wait, there was something else I wanted to talk about. I will remember probably. One good thing, by the way, about Kyiv Independent, they've also been covering the entire anti-corruption dismantling agency. They just posted this interview with one of our anti-corruption people, and how his agency became a target. So yeah, that was good, seeing them step up. This is when I get a lot of the respect that I've been losing because of certain things. When they took such a principled position against our presidential office doing whatever, immediate respect, instant respect. So, alright, I will remember. Hopefully, if I don't, then we'll just chat for a bit and move on. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll a little bit back and see. I think I missed some comments. Sorry, everyone. Hi, Em. Hello. Good to see you. Okay, so he seems more calm. Maybe they sedated him. Honestly, I don't know. Was it actually Putin who showed up to the meeting? Rumor has it he sent a body double. This is everyone's favorite conspiracy. This is our favorite conspiracy in this chat. That this was one of Putin's many clones. Let us Google Putin clone. But obviously it's not proven, right? This is just people poking fun and just noticing that, different versions of Putin tend to have different features, right? No, this one didn't want to load. Why not? It could be aging also, right? It could be Botox. It could be operations. Could be something. But also it wouldn't be particularly surprising, knowing how paranoid he always has been, that he would be, in fact, using the clones. So the body doubles, if you will, just for his own safety. Because if you look at some of these faces, especially if you look, so like this is, let me open, hopefully this image. No, it didn't want to open. Can I just open the image? Right, so if you look at this particular one, thank you, Walrus. You see, are you seeing this face, right? And this is him, right? The some of his versions now. So people have been pointing out that the skull is different and the nose is different, but also it's just a conspiracy, right? It's not a proven fact. I like to poke fun at this because it's really funny to me, the fact that this, cool, strong guy, he's actually in reality so paranoid and terrified. He's been sitting in the bunker for most of the majority of the last couple of years. But yeah, hard to say. The first people who pointed that out were the Russian nationalists in 2007. They're like, it's the conspiracy, the lizard people replaced our glorious president with and then I think they just said that it was someone Asian, which for them is the biggest insult, one of the biggest insults you could muster. So yeah. There's that. I don't know. We have different opinions in the chat. Obviously, we came up with a name for the clone. We call him Putin, Putin, if you will. Героям слава, дякую. Oops, sorry, we jumped a bit. Oh, hi Josh. Wait, I didn't see you before. Did you just join? Didn't Erdogan have dibs on Crimea? Yeah, Erdogan also has dibs on many things, because so if you look at some of the potential maps, thank you Magnus, thank you so much, of the Turkic world, Erdogan's dream that is most likely not going to happen. Some of those maps include Crimea, not all of them though. So, like for instance, this is one of the concepts. Will it open? Why is it so small? Okay, I think you can see it, hopefully just fine. I'm just going to scroll a little bit like this. As you can see, right, this involves a bunch of countries. So it's not, and also parts of Russia. Aha, gee, I wonder why, because there's a lot of Turkic peoples living in Russia too. This teeny tiny thing, this is the Gagauz people in Moldova as well, who are Turkic people. This is all Turkey itself, and this right here is Crimea. And also, of course, there's Azerbaijan, and there's Kazakhstan. There's anything under the sun, which is one of the biggest dreams. I like this one, this image. But no, most likely this is not going to happen. Right, his dreams of the Ottoman Empire coming back, probably not during his lifetime, hopefully. So, yeah. Nothing says strength like having a member of your entourage responsible for securing your poop. Right, that's also something that Putin has been known for doing. What a wonderful guy. We need more politicians like this. What an incredible leader of the world. What a heart. What a... no. Okay. What is your opinion on the arrest of a Ukrainian regarding the Nord Stream pipeline sabotage? The one, yeah, in Rimini, in Italy, right? They got someone who is suspected, apparently, of having to do with the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline. It will be interesting to see what the investigation shows. I will be excited for the results. We will see. So for now, yeah, they have just arrested the guy. Previously, he was in Poland. Then he fled for Italy. But yeah, they got him. We will see. For now, I don't think there's been enough details to make, any sort of solid conclusions regarding that one. But yeah, I expect in the next couple of days the Russians will let everyone know that it was them. And but this brings me to another related topic. There already been some attempt, which I don't think that's the Nord Stream case is that. I don't think it's necessarily the Kremlin using Ukrainians, whatever. It could be some US and Ukrainian operation, honestly. I wouldn't be really surprised about that. Anywho, but there were instances already of the Kremlin recruiting people with Ukrainian passports to do stuff and that's, to plan terrorist attacks, for instance. Last year there was an instance in Paris. They caught a Ukrainian who was apparently planning a terrorist attack, and the French authorities immediately confirmed that he was in fact involved with the Russian secret services and stuff. So these instances unfortunately are inevitable because we have, first and foremost, a lot of the people from the occupied territories who still have Ukrainian passports. So you can imagine how easy it is for these people to be... thank you, Maddie. Yeah, thank you everyone for the tapping. Let's try and get 50,000 likes. That would be cool and hip. So you can imagine, right? This could be potentially huge security breach. And it keeps happening. Like, for instance, I'm just, talking from the experience of people that I know from Crimea, occupied Crimea. After 2022, they all rushed to start getting Ukrainian passports because they decided to, become refugees, go to Europe, live their best life in Europe, whatever. And this is what a lot of them did. And there were possibilities to do that. Like, for instance, at the Ukrainian consulates in Istanbul and Turkey, by the way, while we're looking at Erdogan. Can you imagine how many people among these could potentially be agents, right? It's obviously the possibility is enormous. So there's this, and also the fact you don't even have to be from the occupied territories. We have such extensive FSB networks in this country. So I wouldn't really be surprised if we had instances of people just getting directly recruited. Remember all of these instances of terrorist attacks across Ukraine with regular Ukrainians recruited through Telegram channels, just sharing, just bringing explosives to the train stations and to the recruitment offices and to the markets, or just handing them to the soldiers, and then it would be boom, and there would be casualties. So, yeah, that just another thing. Yeah, another day, another horror beyond our comprehension. Ay, as my grandma would have said. Rest in peace, grandma. Okay, that's Erdogan being all ridiculous. Let me close him down. That's Putin. Let's see what's happening with air raid alerts. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you. I watched interviews of Ukrainians fighting for the orcs, and all of them are with them longer than 2022. Yeah, it's probably the people who were there since 2014, 2015. I wouldn't be surprised. There was very active recruitment campaigns, especially in Donbass. This was the great money-making possibility for many, especially the lowlifes, especially the criminals who rushed immediately, obviously, at the opportunity. Many of them became soldiers, some became propagandists. There was this very famous propagandist, Vladlen Tatarsky was his name. He had 500,000 followers. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. He had 500,000 followers on Telegram, and he was originally from somewhere in Donbass. And he was a criminal. And so in Ukraine, Thank you, Bolvers. In Ukraine, his biggest achievement and accomplishment was robbing an ATM. But then Russia took over Donbass, and he started working with them, became a propagandist, and then received the little explosive Oscar in St. Petersburg, and yeah, he's no longer with us. So yeah, but what I'm trying to say here is that there were many instances like this. So we've talked already about, right, all of these recruitment campaigns on the occupied territories, about all of the people who were collaborating, joining the army voluntarily. There are some people who genuinely believe in it, but most of them go in it for the money. So yeah, it varies. Isn't it unpleasant for Ukraine that the highest levels may have to deal with this? You mean the corruption? Yeah. It is highly unpleasant. That's one of the reasons for these huge protests that we have seen a couple weeks ago, right? With people being just really tired of this whole, like, we're already tired as it is, and then you also have this government nonsense on top of this. Brainwashing also a possibility, but it's mostly money. It's mostly money. The people who go and, like, even the Russians, right? There are very few people who, like, really believe in this great, I don't know, imperial BS that Putin is telling them, mainly because the Russian government failed to create any sort of solid ideology. It's a mess of things. They just go fight for money because it's good money. And even if he dies, his wife gets money, the kids get money, they get a car, they get some buckwheat, I guess, and so it's apparently in some parts of Russia it's considered a good deal. I don't know. Recently I was reading some analytics suggesting that with the economic situation changing, perhaps it's not going to be as lucrative anymore, and then maybe the Russian wives will stop letting their husbands go die in Ukraine. But that was just just a speculation. Just no one really knows for sure what should happen for it to actually occur. So, are you guys seeing how quiet of an evening we're having, air raid alerts wise? Wow, it's actually pretty chill. It's surprising. Are the Russians chilling because it's Friday? Are they drunk? Oh, thank you, Deborah. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you. Okay, wait. What did I miss? Thank you, Melvin. Thank you. God bless you too. God bless you too. Oh, I misunderstood you then. I guess I misunderstood you, but, well, I already gave a different answer. Cannot take it back, so... The chat is kind of weird. Some things I can read, some things I cannot read, then it jumps and it changes. Like, I just had more messages and I no longer have them. I'm sure there are people on both sides trying to make the other side look bad. I would be careful with the entire both sides argument here, because it's very easy to fall into literal direct propaganda pipeline. But obviously, yeah, during the wartime there is a lot of effort to control the information flow, I guess. So yeah, we could say that. We have some propagandists too, obviously, I think, but mainly the Ukrainian speaking ones, because they're working for the inner audience. But it's not really the same, right? It's not really, I'm just comparing the two. I'm comparing, the things that our side is sharing and the way we communicate and things that it's very, very different. It feels different to the way the Russians are doing it. And the Russian propaganda machine is a very different beast. And also, we don't really have to do as much as they do. But sometimes, for some reason, we still do, because our politicians are stupid and they believe that we need, to go above and beyond and create some sort of also elaborate mythology, which we never needed to do that. It's just, yeah. Oh, well, that's an entirely different conversation. What else did I want to... I definitely wanted to discuss something. I wasn't feeling good today, so I guess, yeah, that explains the fog in my brain, everyone. So yeah, we're just gonna have a slightly more relaxing one. But anyway, if you have any questions, anything else you would like to know, YouTube chat, please also let me know. Is there concern about increased Russian attacks on Independence Day? Yes. Yes, 100%. Whenever there is a big state holiday or any sort of gatherings, we always receive all of these extra warnings, like we did, for instance, for Easter. So when we were all gathering for Easter service, we had all of these warnings. And remember, there was a mass attack on the city of Sumy on the Easter day, on Sunday. It was. I think. Wait, it was no. I'm sorry. It was the Palm Sunday. I remember coming back from the church here, and we also had air raid alerts, I think. But it was just, the usual. We have air raid alerts all the time. So, and then I opened the news and I saw that, basically there were just pictures of, people's torn out limbs and stuff. And this is how we learned that Russians hit Sumy on the Palm Sunday. So whenever there is any big holiday, any big occasion, any big celebration, anything, there are extra warnings and extra concern that something might happen. And with Independence Day, that's like the number one possible target, I guess. But also, thankfully, it's not always the case. Which is good. So people still able to go out and celebrate a bit, I guess. I'll be fine, Vindictus. Don't worry about me. We're just gonna take it easy today, and then we will be back. This is Northern Sumy region just having an air raid alert. Right now, is it starting? Okay, we'll see. We will see, everybody. What's happening? Wait, what is going on? Is someone mad at me? Damien, no, I have not. I didn't understand what you were trying to say. I'm not dodging your questions or anything. I didn't really, and also I'm not. Even if I understood correctly, I don't really know what to tell you about this one. So, that was just my elegant way, I guess. I'm not trying to thank you, JJ. I'm not trying to bring too much tension to this. But okay. Alrighty, everyone. I'm trying, Loris. I'm really trying. It's just hard sometimes, The joy, huh? Wouldn't it be nice? Oh, thank you, Mario. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, Cinderella. Thank you. Good to see you. Hello. That's an interesting nickname. Thank you. Okay, just a quick overview of things that we have already talked about, right? Oh, thank you, S. Paulding and Poppy. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I have a golden heart for you. How about that? That's my highlighter. I'm gonna use it as a prop today. Okay, the quick overview of things that we have already discussed. So we talked about the nothing ever happens in relation to guarantees, that they're still talking. Trump is going back and forth hot and cold, like the Katy Perry song, so no progress there either. We also talked about the strike on Transcarpathian region of Ukraine. Reminder to those of you who are on YouTube, it's right here, right? So the utmost western region of Ukraine, protected by Carpathian Mountains, and the one that was widely believed up until recently to be the safest place in Ukraine. Well, that's no longer the case. It was hit. The American-owned factory of electronics was hit there. So, no casualties, thankfully, but about 26 people were injured in that strike. So we have discussed that. We have discussed the drone washing up ashore in Bulgaria, out of all places, I guess to create a nice little couple with the drone that ended up falling in Poland. in the cornfield. Kim Jong-un is mourning his soldiers once again. Putin has the body doubles, or does he? Who knows? I guess we'll never know. Also, we looked at the footage of Chinese drones. So yeah, a very diverse one. Slightly more relaxing than the usual. But yeah, you cannot always do the 4 hours of non-stop Trump and the rest of them, because we might lose our minds, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm just gonna take one quick look at the chat. Yeah, that sounds kind of fake, I guess. Is Orban finally pissed that the Carpathians were hit? So there was a response from Hungary. There was a response from the Hungarian officials. And it was, as always, really weird. First, the president of Hungary condemned the strike, right? And he said that it was a Russian strike. Then he edited the posts and erased the word Russian strike. And then immediately the Hungarian opposition leader jumped in on it, and he was like, how dare you erase this? This is our compatriots living there. That was a very also interesting phrasing and interesting approach from the Ukrainian perspective, because first and foremost, the word compatriot, most of the time we hear in the context of Russians. When they talk about the Russian-speaking Ukrainians. This is what they call us. We're their compatriots. So immediately hits a very weird note. And also he used the Hungarian spelling for the city. So it's interesting, right? A guy who is an opposition figure and who is definitely a million times better than Orban, but he is still hitting the same notes regarding Transcarpathia and its status, right? The Carpathia region, that the ruling party does, because that's the messaging that is appealing to Hungarians. Anyway, so yeah, Orban himself, I don't think he made a statement though, but there was some infighting. The girls are fighting, as always. Good afternoon to you, Dee. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was unfortunately well expected, I guess, right? Ever since they sent in the armed people into DC, huh? Yeah, I know, they armed the National Guard. It was, even here it was on the news, it was mildly chilling, to put it lightly. So, thank you, dear Poppy. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try. There's a lot of comments. I'm gonna try and answer a couple more, and then I think we'll be calling it an evening. My flatmate is from Sume. Thank you, Tizai. Also, YouTube, if you would like for me to comment on anything, please also let me know. My flatmate is from Sume. Is it true that there is 5,000 orcs trying to take it right now? Yeah, at least. There's I don't know if you are on YouTube right now, but to those of you who are on YouTube, the map can show this is the situation, right? It still looks the same as it was, I think, last time we looked at it, although I forgot when was the last time we looked at Sume. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, right? It's just you can see the troops that were located here, right, preparing. They're now here. Unfortunately, this is when the longer range weapons could do a good job, I'm afraid. But yeah, you know that we've had the deficit of all kinds of weapons and all kinds of ammo, so for a while now. Anyway, so now these troops, they're already here, and yeah, there is an attempted advancement, and in both Sumy and Kharkiv region. We get mixed reports from there, and the thank you for a minute. What is this? What was that? Thank you, a golden heart for YouTube. Thank you so much. So yeah, mixed reports from both places, but by the looks of it, looking at the tendency, at how things are developing, it looks like it's under control. So hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for subscribing on YouTube too. Thank you. This is where I'm showing stuff. A reminder to those of you who do not know, because we get every live, we get a couple more people. Thank you, Jay Shay. Thank you. Every live we get a couple more people who do not know that this is what we do now. We are on YouTube, and it's always linked in the link tree in my bio. I guess even if... Thank you, Spalding. I guess even if I was Russian minority and wanted to join, I'd regret after my crib gets flattened by them. Yeah, that's the sentiment that we all share. Oh, thank you, Josh. Oh, this is wonderful. Ah, it's very, I don't know, reminds me of the 60s for some reason, although I've never been alive in the 60s. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Jenny. Hi, guys. But yeah, I think if my crib thankfully was never flattened by the Russians. But yeah, I guess that's the overall sentiment behind it. Hello, Kate. No, we were only talking, at the situation at the front line, that it seems controlled, at least to us, the general population. Thank you for watching, Dave. I'll see you next time. To us, the general public, the situation has been reported as controlled. This is the area that was liberated some time ago, but yeah, it continues, right? And so do the strikes, unfortunately, on the city, because while they're as close to it as they are, as you can see, there are some more gray areas. While they are not pushed back significantly, it's going to remain this way, I'm afraid. What do you think about Trump's new hat? Oh no, he has a new hat. I still... No. No. Is it the merch? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Kristen. Thank you so much. I finally learned to press on your guys' names and see the people supporting me. Although sometimes it's too fast, but I do my best, Not so bad for a 74-year-old woman, huh? I know. I know. I'm hilarious. Henrik says, hat, it's hair. So is it hat or is it hair? Is it the head of hair? What is going on? Or is it the hairy hat? I'm too afraid to Google, everyone. No, I'm sorry, I don't want to do it. I will get blocked on YouTube if it's something too graphic and... I'm afraid. We are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, everybody. Just a heads up. Just a reminder again to all the new people. So you can catch us around this time. I usually start, I started 2 hours ago. And I'm usually live for about 2 hours, but in exceptional circumstances, could be longer. Like when we were live streaming Trump-Putin meeting and then Trump-Zelensky. What was supposed to be a showdown, but ended up actually being pretty civil. I've seen the disgusting J.D. Vance interview with Fox News, but again, I didn't want to ruin the vibes, so I'm not going to show it to you guys, but he was so insufferable about the whole thing. Oh my god. He openly stated that he told Zelensky that... He told Zelensky before the beginning of the meeting in the White House that, Mr. President, if you're going to behave this time around, then I'm not going to chime in and say anything, said J.D. Vance, which is... How disgusting are you, actually? Just how tactless and vulgar can one be, especially in such position of such high power and authority? Jesus. All right. I guess, that's the level of diplomacy we're currently at. So when I saw this clip, I almost threw up. Apologies for my graphic language. And I decided, no, you know what? We're not going to look at this. It's Friday. We're just... We're not gonna ruin the vibes. We will try and keep it light, which is what we did. But, I know. Have the Russians even said what they want? Yes, but inadvertently. They're communicating these things, obviously not to Trump, right, in a little document. They're saying this type of stuff, for instance, through their propagandists. That are constantly openly saying that we need all of Ukraine. We need all of Ukraine. We need the destruction of the Ukrainian statehood. And the Russification of the lands, right? So they're saying it. It's just that because they're saying it in the channels that are not like the official diplomatic communication channels, then it can be ignored. But even, you know what, there's something is telling me that even if they said this to Trump openly, even if Putin were like, you know what, I want all of them, Donald. I want all of them. I want them mostly dead and the rest of them Russified and converted into Russian. The reaction would be the same. Trump would also say, oh, he's such a good man. He means so well. He really cares about his people. And he really wants peace. I think he wants to make a deal. I think he wants to make a deal for me. Right? So, okay, everyone. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's just obviously we do not know a lot about the history of the Native Americans, but yeah, we do know some things. So, one war goal of them back in 22 was to crush Ukrainian government, replaced by the Russian loyal military government. Is it still actual? I'm not sure if that's the plan. They haven't really announced it. They haven't announced what it's gonna look like. There haven't been really any hints either, so who knows? Just currently, based on their rhetoric, it's impossible to make, a judgment call on what's happening in those little heads of theirs. Yay, 76,000 likes! Maddie was just complaining that we cannot get to 75,000. We did! You guys did. I'm just sitting here with my highlighter being insufferable. I know. JD is something. He's quite a character. I've already noticed. I don't know. You know me. I'm not a fan at all, to put it mildly. Even Trump I can tolerate, but that is just instant ick. The biggest ick to have ever icketh. Right, Cinderella, exactly. That was so terrible. Oh well, but it's over now, so that's good, thankfully. And they didn't beat Zelensky up, so that's also a good thing. No, could have been worse. Alright, everyone, I think... sorry with the stickers. Do we need more JD stickers? I think we might. Add some more. Thank you for joining. Sorry if I couldn't answer all of your questions. Well, you obviously had a lot, but maybe next time we will get to more of them, okay? Because especially by the end of it, and depending on my mood, I can get a little slow, because yeah, that's how I roll. But I'm glad you had fun, hopefully. But no, I can be insufferable. That's okay though. I have good sides too, I think. The eyeliner. Oh, the eyeliner. Yeah, the anime eyeliner of JD Vance. But honestly, if you look at the rebranding that he had, if you remember what he used to look like, actually props to his team. And they're clearly aiming him for the next round, right? They want to make, I don't know, the next Donald Trump out of him, which is not gonna work, but yeah, whoever's behind him, which we know it's Peter Thiel, but I think it's someone else as well. Yeah, they're doing a good job. The investment is paying off, I guess. All right, everyone. I think we will be wrapping this up. Because we have discussed most of the things. And yes, on Sunday is Ukrainian Independence Day. Final reminder to those of you who have Ukrainian friends, any Ukrainians you care for, please reach out to them. They will be very happy if you congratulate them on our Independence Day. Especially now, when everyone is disheartened and sad and angry all the time. So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching, as always. Also, please go subscribe to my YouTube if you can. That would be highly, highly appreciated. You can also see the stuff I'm showing next time we're live. The rest of my socials are in the link tree in the bio, as always. Thank you, Henrik. Thank you, everybody. It's always nice to see you. Person B says, I have no Ukrainian friends. Well, I mean, I guess I could be your Ukrainian friend, so you can congratulate me in the chat. Yay! Thank you, Josh. Yay. Thank you, everybody. Right, Moo, exactly. I will see you all later. Okay, TikTok. Mwah. Take care. I'll see you Monday, okay? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Alrighty, we said our bye-byes, goodbyes to TikTok. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Guys, thank you. Thank you, Direwolf. Thank you, Thomas. I will see you as always, hopefully. I don't know if you guys will have time, but hopefully I will see you next time, okay? Which is going to be Monday, same place. But also I will give you one more reminder on my Instagram story, so follow me on there too. I think most of you already do. Anyway. Right, I know. Okay, see you all soon. Mwah. Take care. Have a lovely weekend, okay? Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.